Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Harness Tube as we're at the Coles County Fair in Charleston, Illinois today for day one of racing for 3 days. Steve Surratt, David Brink with you, and Lisa Surratt doing the camera work for you here on this race day. We've got an overcast evening, twilight racing here as they call it, David, and I believe we have 8 races tonight.
Yes, we do. We have 8 races scheduled for tonight. It looks like we're starting off with an amateur race, so that'll be fun. Always kind of exciting to talk about those and watch, cheer for somebody. And then we have the Abe Lincoln Stakes coming up today for the majority of the card, followed up by an IHHA Pace, I think. Yeah, IHHA Pace. And an open trot too.
Okay, and so we're really glad to be here. Got a nice setup here. We're in the nest over here, and you should get a pretty good view of the track from Lisa's camera tonight, as we don't have a ton of obstacles. We got one big truck back here. That's one of the big ones, and a few things, but she's up high enough. I think she'll get everybody a good view, even on the backstretch tonight, David.
You know, this fair really is a nice little setup for us. I was kind of worried coming down here, being so far from home and kind of committing to 3 days, that we were going to run into a problem. But so far, knock on wood, we set up pretty easily. We grabbed the audio when we needed it, and we can see the track from the. This is a nice track. It really is. The way it's set up is really beneficial to us.
Let's talk about this a moment. If you want to go on like Google Earth and look down at this track has kind of an egg shape to it. I liken it to like Pocono, and it's got a fat end and it's got a skinny end.
If you look at the first turn, it really is kind of a banked, nice, wide, sweeping turn. And then if you look at the last turn, you kind of see that the little last eighth is kind of has one little dog leg in it. Kind of gives you one more chance to straighten up before you come home.
It's like a diagonal. You come out of the middle of that turn, and it is a slow turn back to the front stretch.
I think, it almost looks like it's a straight shot from that blue pole to maybe, and then it kind of breaks back around. But that just increases the chance for someone to pop out there and hopefully get some momentum.
Absolutely, and we're glad to be bringing the broadcast with you tonight. Hey, do us a favor. Go out there and like or subscribe or follow us on Facebook or YouTube. We're seeing our people go up, but I can honestly say that for as many people as we have watching the races or how much action there is, we have fewer subscribers than I do on BC Hornet Sports, and I have fewer viewers per game, but a wider... I can't say a wider spectrum because we got people from all over the place that are watching.
And you know what, I was thinking about that on the way over here. I really think comparing your product and this product is kind of apples and oranges in the fact that subscribers and viewership. So in your scenario, you've got grandparents, extended families wanting to watch kids play at high-level sports or whatnot if they get to a tournament game or something exciting, and so the people who might be interested would be very wide. The people who turn into each specific event, though, might be a little smaller because depending on what the kids play or what sports they're involved in. Whereas this sport, it's a smaller pool of people who are watching, whose eyeballs are on this, but people rewatch replays if they win a race or something exciting happens. So you see a couple different ways of how this plays out. But yeah, we want you to see. I've seen the subscribers have jumped up a little bit lately, so we appreciate all the added help there, and continue to ask for more.
And then the other thing we have is from the backstretch. One of my favorite features when people interact with us, and we added a new way. Hopefully will work for us tonight. But you can do that, number one, by sending an email to David at harnestube@gmail.com. That's harnestube@gmail.com. And then we've tried to open up the chat on YouTube.
Yes.
And so we want to encourage you to use that. We're going to try to monitor both of those tonight.
If it doesn't work, let me know, because I think I opened it up, but that was one setting we had to kind of change.
And do you get a notification on Facebook when somebody makes a comment on our page?
Is this the chat over here? Test. Let's see if it works. Hey, we're up. I think the chat's working.
All right.
So if you want to jump in our chats, we can try to interact with you there, give you a comment or whatnot. If you're watching at home with it on the big TV, feel free to shoot me an email, harnestube@gmail.com, or a Facebook message, text, whatever you've got. We'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely, and we've talked to people. Send us your favorite fair food if you're a fair fan. If you're a harness racing fan, your favorite horse driver or trainer.
Your favorite memory.
Memory, memory. And even drivers that have passed on or memories that you have of harness racing. Make comments because we like floating down memory lane. David is a big historian of this particular sport, and and a big history buff period, but likes to know the history.
You know, we were walking. I hadn't been over here in so long. It seemed like last time we came over here, I think Doug and I were. There were still all 6 of us in the house, Butch and Doug and Sarah and I and the parents. So it's probably been 20-some years ago. But I wanted to kind of walk through the barn area to see kind of what's changed and who's stabled here and whatnot. And I tell you what, the history in this area with horse racing and standardbreds especially, seeing some of the names on the trunks, I saw a Graham trunk, I saw a Jack James trunk, just names that I probably haven't really thought about for a while, and it just brings a smile to your face.
Well, and let's kind of explain that. People, you used to see the old travel trunks. This is kind of descriptive of that, and you have each horse's gear, usually some of the gear you're using for that horse in that.
So, historically, it came from a time of the Grand Circuit when the horsemen really traveled a circuit and took the horse from spot to spot and didn't go home between. All the tack, all the equipment, all the medicine, and the liniments was kept in that trunk and transported from fair to fair. And those trunks were kind of a source of pride. The horsemen, kept them clean and spotless and presented them out in their stable when they were at a fair for the public to see. So the ones that have made it, that are still hanging around, are a little bit older usually, but man, they had some good names, some good stories behind them.
Okay, with that, we're going to take a station break and let our sponsors have some time here. You're watching Harness Tube at the Coles County Fair, day 1 of harness racing. We'll be back.
Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport is the go-to mobile home transportation company. We provide top-notch services including moving, block and leveling, and even demolitions with a quick turnaround time. If you're looking to move or get rid of your mobile home, Pine Ridge is the company to call. We now have dumpsters available for rent at competitive rates. Contact Wayne at 217-313-9744 or find us on Facebook.
Everything we do. Get started at thestable.ca.
Indispensable. Maximum exposure, the best sales marketing tools. The easiest way to sell your horse for top dollar. The wave of the future. Since holding their first sale 20 years ago, OnGate.com has become harness racing's leading marketplace, with over 13,000 registered users buying and selling racehorses and bloodstock through daily online auctions. Browse listings for free and buy your next racehorse at OnGate.com. OnGate, we've changed the way the business works.
Back with you on Harness Tube. Steve Surratt, David Brink, and Lisa Surratt doing the camera work, except for the picture you have right now. Actually, we're trying a webcam out from over here to give you a view of the grandstands. It's a little sparse right now, but we can. The thing I like is we could put that up and you could see the sky. We could do lots of things with that camera.
Oh yeah.
As always, we're trying to bring something different each and every time, and experiment and try new things.
When we got in this idea, we were talking about how to get one camera, no audio, any of this kind of stuff. And it's been fun watching you kind of push your boundaries a little bit and try to test out your equipment and see what you got at home to add to the product, because it's everything you've added has been a home run so far. So we appreciate everything there. This one is just that webcam, the picture quality looks good to me.
Yep. And so we're glad to be bringing it with you tonight for the contest that we've got going on. Post time is 5:30, so we're a few minutes from post time. But we're not done for the year yet. We still got the rest of this week to go yet, David.
We do. We sure do. We finish up the week here Thursday and Friday at 12:30 races at Charleston, coming right back. And we finish up Saturday and Sunday at Mount Sterling, our home track. So kind of excited to kind of hit the home track and see the home crowd and play with our whatever kind of toys we can bust out and mess around with for that event.
And I haven't been to a fair yet this year that you wouldn't see good racing. We've
And
had photo finishes, at least one in every fair we've been
We've
at.
had great races, and you're in store for more. You know, you have the Abe Lincoln Stakes down here tonight, going for nice purses. I think $8,000 per division, and then if you go to Mount Sterling, then Saturday or Sunday, I believe Sunday is the Downstate Classic. So, you know, the purses are high. The racing's going to be competitive. All the horses are kind of coming into shape now. You're seeing everyone kind of gear up for the state fair and the big money, so it's going to be really exciting.
It'll be a fun time, and we're actually excited about all of those things happening as we take a look at things. And
we're going to be busy, but you know what? It's going to be it's going to blow by probably.
Absolutely, that's our schedule. Hey, if you saw the schedule earlier this year, you've been and you look at YouTube, and your fair is not there for this year.
Yep.
You want to give David Brink a call for the 2024 schedule.
And thank
now.
you for bringing that up, because that was something I wanted to touch base on. Is, you know, it's not too early to think about next year. If you want us back, or if you want us there, reach out to me and we can look into it, because I mean, I know no one has the dates yet, but just the interest alone. I see a truck over there spinning out in the mud, cracking me up. But if you want to get to the if you want us to get to your fair, we want to go where the fans are needed, and where we can kind of really broadcast some great races. So if you got an exciting card, we'd be happy to come.
Well, we would love to do that and be a part of that.
There,
we can't.
You
And we
see
can't
your two cameras there. Yeah, see?
Do you like that?
I do.
I'm playing, folks. I'm having a blast looking at some of this stuff. So as we take a look at things here and look at split views and doing some different things, we like adding new features to it, so where you can see what's going on the track but see the stand, and we'll get some other split views kind of like that for you to look at.
Looking around, I'm watching the crowd funnel in, and it's so exciting because down here, this is really kind of horse country, the standardbred anyway. There's a lot of horses in this area, and there's a lot of fairs that race still. And the crowd's funneling in. They look excited. There's a kind of a buzz going on, and it's a fun area to be in when people are excited to race standardbred horses.
Okay, let's see if we can. We got to see if we can get his volume up.
Okay.
In the amateur, and driving the 2 Tricks After Dark, Dennis Bankston. Dennis Bankston on 1-2.
Okay.
Second race is clear. Third race as well. And so at this time is the fourth. Oh, hold on. I've got a correction here. Go back a page to the third on number 1. Can't Stay Too Long. 3-1. Can't Stay Too Long. Freddie Patton Jr. 3-1. Junior Patton is up. Race 4, number 1. The corrected trainer, Jill Brown. Instead of Stacy DeRoos, trainer is Jill Brown. Fifth race, the Abe Lincoln for 3-year-olds, sponsored by Ike's Bar and Grill on Lincoln Street in Charleston. Number 2, Deputy Dog, Cordarius Stewart. Cordarius Stewart, the money man, drives the 2 in the 5th. Sixth race is clear. 7th is clear. Final race of the card, the Illinois Harness Horsemen's 3-year-old and up pace, the 1 double part, Cordarius Stewart. Cordarius is Springfield based, but drives a lot on the Chicagoland tracks when those meets go on. And if you are a harness racing fan, you will have known that we did conduct summer meets at both Springfield and DuQuoin that were put on by Hawthorne Racecourse. Cordarius, the second leading driver at the Hawthorne at Springfield meet. He was the leading driver for a big portion of that meet, and then right at the end got circled by Casey Leonard. I believe he came up one win shy, but a young man that does an extremely good job, and that is the main reason why you see these trainers switch out and add him as a catch driver tonight. He is a driver by profession, and he's put up by those trainers because that is his full-time job. He is here with us at the Coles County Fair, and as we mentioned, the second leading driver at the Hawthorne at Springfield meet. Again, about 12 minutes. We'll call the first. Get your pick-a-winner tickets in. If you choose to make a donation to the Finn family, just drop that money in the pick-a-winner bucket, and that will go in that account at Hawthorne Racecourse for them.
All right, David, as we come back, our track announcer tonight is
Brent Titus.
Brent Titus.
Yes.
And I think he was
He's a
doing the
local
Springfield
boy.
races when I went up to Springfield on that Friday.
Which is funny because I just heard him say in a conversation to our officials that that was the only day he worked at Springfield.
Yeah.
And he told him he couldn't do anymore. So that was the one. You got to see him the one time you were up there.
All right, so you've got that going on, David. I did another split. I don't know that that'll work, but
Okay.
that one
We're still playing with
we're
stuff
still
over
playing.
here.
Hey, I gotta love playing with this stuff. We got here early enough, and the setup went far easier than I had to. But let's talk about our donors. I'll let you talk about our donors here for a moment as we get ready to do that. We want to touch base with those because we couldn't be on the air free if it wasn't for these people.
Absolutely, and this is the time where I'm usually asking for donations and whatnot. But I think at this point in the season, you just spend a little more time on this slide and let the people, there's names get out there who have helped contribute to us. And keep this free for everybody because it's so appreciated. Everywhere we go, you bump into somebody new who tells you a story about, they watch wherever they're at or with so-and-so. We just ran into Rick Schrock's brother today, and he was talking about how he's a truck driver and watches from all across the country and really enjoys it and appreciates it. And, you go to a fair and you hear one story like that, and it kind of makes it all worth it because these are people that I've cared about for a long time, 30-some years, and to hear those stories of how appreciative they are to stay connected to it really means a lot. So everyone who's helped us, by donating, listed on this page, thank you, thank you, thank you. We won't ask for donations moving forward probably very much. I think we talked about it at Lincoln, the Finn family. If you do feel like donating something, we would direct you to their GoFundMe, or they do have an account if you are a horseman at the Hawthorne, set up at Hawthorne for the Richard and Bethany Finn. And I just heard him say here that the pick-a-winner, they're taking donations in the pick-a-winner bucket to go to that account too. So, the horsemen are really kind of coming out for a horrible tragedy and trying to help a brother out, brother and sister and their family. And, we just want to spend a little time and give our donors a little screen time. So I can't control the slide. That's you. Yeah, I see you making changes over there.
I'm making changes while you're talking. I'm listening, but
I'm trying to pay attention to what you're paying attention to and what you're working on and what I got to feel for.
And so with that, the donations are coming up. Let me make this one change
You're
here.
fine.
I tell you what, folks, I had a great time going back to the barn. David talked about going back to the barn here, and a gentleman that we've talked about doing profiles and so forth and doing some video stuff with. I think we'd have to take the camera back to him.
I've got my phone, my tripod, and clip-on mics.
Freddie Patton.
Isn't he?
He just loves the sport. I asked him. I said, "So,
Hardest
how
working
long
guy.
have you been working with horses? How long have you been in this?" And he said his dad bought his first horse when Freddie was 11 years old.
I've been doing it ever since.
Been doing it ever since. And I didn't ask him how old he is, but
That's in the program
is it?
somewhere. Yeah.
But
I think he's 61 or something. But Freddie, I think someone mentioned at a fair earlier, he was, I believe, a brick mason in Mississippi. So he works all year long down there, hard work, and then comes up here. And there was years you would never see him come off the track. He was warming up or driving every race. But one of the nicest guys, most genuine guys. Anybody in the sport would tell you that. And to get him on a camera would be a goal of mine sometime this weekend, hopefully.
yeah, maybe we can do that at Brown County, and then we can air it just even as a cast on
I tell
YouTube
you what,
for
tomorrow,
people.
since we know the setup and everything, we'll have some time. We can set up in the barn and just pop people down in a seat, clip on a mic, and do some interviews.
Yeah, we could, and then the next day, for the next 3 days after that, we would be able to get them plugged in and play them for you.
See, you're thinking ahead. I'm thinking just get them recorded and put them up later. But yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
We have big ideas, folks.
Hey.
Steve and I have got in
Small
this.
budgets, but big ideas.
But the donors are still up on the screen. The donors have been great. They have allowed us to do, kind of the game plan here is my first priority is pay for my equipment and pay my staff. So once you guys get taken care of, the money goes back into trying to help horse racing somehow if I can. And, whether it's promotion, whether it's trying to add a race at a fair or two if I can, and whatever we can do, you guys are lifelong fans now, and you see the community. And I really think, as you've seen in the barn area, the people, the human interest pieces in this sport are
huge,
astronomical,
yeah.
Never ending, to be honest. Because I could go through every horse in every race and give you some sort of story about them or something about that horse, its family. It's never ending.
Okay, with that, we're going to pay some bills here for a second.
Okay.
We'll do some more of our sponsors.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
Stoll as she delivers the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Young lady, I've called horse races at county fairs all across the Midwest. That might have been the best one I've ever heard. That was absolutely impressive. Sadie, that was quite the delivery of the national anthem.
Talk for a moment. We can talk for a moment now, David, as we're getting ready for the race tonight. Beautiful job on the national anthem.
Wow.
Great job. I have one of the things we talked about at Lincoln. I see to my left there under that shade tree, we have an outrider tonight, and I am so glad to see that out there on the track, David.
We do. There's right up there on camera. I think that's one of Mitch Titus's boys, if I'm not mistaken. I can't see which one. Maybe it is, but yeah, the Tituses have been around Charleston for a long time, been involved in the horse racing for as long as they've been around here, as far as I know. And Mitch's son out there, whichever one it is, outriding for us is, I'm sure he's quite capable.
And home track. Who's the home track? I know Chris Brown. This is the home track for him.
Yeah, I was talking over there. I think the people who train here anymore, Chris and Jill Brown train here. Clark Fairley trains here. And I think the Tituses have a stable over there. I'm not sure if they have any horses in it at this time, but this track is well maintained all year long. There's enough horses on this facility that it's a hot track.
Well, and we talked about the drying. You'll notice, because you can see the dirt from the tractor pull track to the dirt of the track, and that's more What's the basis there, David? Because we were talking about the fact that this track can take rain. What's the difference in the dirt between the two tracks?
Great question. So you can see on the screen right here, the coloration is different. The horse track is limestone, crushed limestone rock. They use that to kind of make a surface that we can scrape up, but still reduces or propels water, and can go if it's in the middle of a downpour. But the genius of this track also is the way it's set up, is the fact that the infield is lower than the track surface itself, that everything can drain properly down across the rail. If you look across the track, you can see where they've had to blade off some of that lime down inside the rail and kind of peel it down in the grass to add more, because as it rains, that lime washes and it causes problems. So they keep a nice track here for sure.
Now, David, the other thing that we kind of talked, I don't think we talked about, but I heard at Lincoln, people may say, you've got cones out there now, or you've got grass edging, and that's the only thing is you're out of bounds line. Mm-hmm. I can remember the days when we had the white picket fences on the inside and white picket fences on the outside. Why don't we have those anymore?
The hub rails were the industry standard for a long time. The old way of doing things was they put a rail on the inside and outside, and your horse was on the track. It was on the track, and whatever happened between happened. But as time went on, those hub rails became a danger to the races, the drivers, the horses. Horses bearing down into them or whatnot, or just kind of slowing them down. And if you hit that hub rail, it drags your horse to the inside.
So in the barn area.
For safety, they've been removed over the last 20 years, 25 years probably. Just you don't see hardly any anymore that have hub rails. DuQuoin has one in Springfield because they still have the stock cars, but very few.
Test.
And so, that's one of the differences out there.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And
1, 2.
They're testing something, so we're going to turn Mr. Titus's mic off there for a moment. Lisa's found Jamaica Patton. She wanted to make sure she got him in the photo, but she's got a good shot of where the horses are coming in here, David.
There's so many horsemen down around this area. They all hang out over there in the draw gate. You can see Cordarius Stewart there, Junior Patton, Tom Simmons. Oh, coming on the track, Stacy DeRoos, a local guy. Stacy was his dad, Jack, took the he had a little tack trailer, a harness tack trailer. He pulled behind his truck and went from fair to fair. And would camp out. He's quite a golfer. Jack could hit a golf ball, but good to see Stacy out here still doing it, still in the blue or the baby or powder blue. I'll call it powder blue and purple. Haven't seen Stacy in a long time. To see him out there just kind of brings a smile to my face.
Lisa, just tell me the black screen on the north end is going to be darker in the picture. Yeah, you've got dark trees back there in this background. That are going to cause just a little bit more of a difference and so forth. But again, we basically are giving you, if you were sitting there in the stands, you would be getting the pictures that Lisa is doing. She tries to give you that flavor also of people in the stands and what's going on all over and so forth. And
Steve does a great job
of
making sure that we have the best view possible. That whole mentality of the grandstand view is what we can put out is my idea. I thought as long as we can get a camera in the grandstand, the horsemen know kind of who to follow and what they're looking at. But Steve's got an eye for it. He's always kind of looking for the background and stuff like that, and the lighting and whatnot. And as it helps us clean up our product and make it a little nicer, a little more professional, it's just going to help the horsemen, be able to kind of follow the action and know what's going on.
Absolutely. Again, we don't want to make it so comfortable that you want to sit at home and watch the races every week.
We want you to come out to the fairs, yeah.
Again, if Kurt Becker's watching, I got to have to do my Kurt Becker my announcement for the evening. When you can't make it to the county fairs to watch harness racing, our YouTube channel, Harness Tube, is there for you. Mm-hmm. But we want to encourage each and every one of you to get to your local county fair. If you can come to the Coles County Fair the next couple of afternoons, come watch the races in person. There's a flavor that we can't bring you.
Say hi to us. Well, we'd love to talk to you too.
Absolutely.
I think the first race is out, yeah.
Flags, longtime harness trainer from Arcola, Illinois. Trained here out of Barn 5 at the Coles County Fairgrounds. Spent his last few years in Florida working for the nationally renowned Irv Miller stable. And we think of Wags and his children in the first race today at the Steve Wagner Memorial. Number 1 is Never Till Now, owned and trained by
There's your
Charleston's Jill Brown, Alex Conti in the bike. 2, Tricks After Dark. Dennis Bankston will do the driving for Richard and Arlene Flacco's Flacco Family Farms of Alexis and Jill Brown of Charleston. Number 3, Mingo, owned by John Huddleston of Mattoon. Jill Brown trains Stacy DeRoos in the bike. And the 4, Mock Diesel, also owned by the Flacco Family Farms of Alexis, Illinois. Jill Brown, the trainer and driver.
Okay, with that, this is
Excited to
called
watch
the
this
amateur
race, yeah.
driving these. So these are people
So-
that have, other than Jill, in the last spot down there?
So let me explain an amateur status to you. Amateur status means you haven't been paid for your services to drive in a race. You know, Jill's never been paid by another third-party trainer to drive the horse forms at a pari-mutuel track. Therefore, she's still considered an amateur. You know, I'm happy to see Alex Conti on this in the rail. Barry Bell took the scratch and let Alex get up on the bike. You know, Alex works over in Springfield and does a good job, and got his driver's license now, does a little bit of driving. So they see him out here, and Dennis Bankston too. Dennis is a horseman through and through for sure. So these amateur races have become really popular out at the Meadowlands. You know, it kind of creates a little more, I don't want to say chaos, but a little more risk to open up the betting pools. You get some long shots winning because it's just a different style of racing. Everyone's, you know, not kind of thinking the same thing, and everyone's kind of a little more careful maybe, but it'll be fun, you know, it's exciting.
Well, if you look
Amateur
at it,
Pacers,
go ahead.
the Steve Wagner Memorial, are behind the starting gate, and the gate is rolling. Mingo was a winner, 154 in Springfield, 3 starts back in conditioned pacing action. Mock Diesel, a winner at that Oak Grove, is in Kentucky, 157.1. He's earned nearly $11,000 this season. Here they come. Last call, pick a winner tickets. They're off and pacing, and from the outside, Mock Diesel grabs the racetrack. Mingo between him to the inside, Tricks After Dark, then about 3 lengths back to Never Till Now. They are 3 deep through the first turn. Mock Diesel now puts a neck in front. DeRoos grabs leather and will drop Mingo into third. Between them, Tricks After Dark and Dennis Bankston doing some work there as well, and they have stretched it out. They're going to go a good quarter here with Mock Diesel on the front end. They bounce off that red and white quarter-mile marker. Mock Diesel and Jill Brown, they're there in 29 1/5 of a second. Mock Diesel, a length and a half better now than Tricks After Dark. Mingo content to wait in third. Then Never Till Now paces at the back of the field fourth. 4 of them separated by 6 lengths. They're about to be in front of you for the first time. A bit of a separation here. Mock Diesel has stepped away and now leads by 3. And Tricks After Dark needs to do more work. And Mingo's going to have to get out in the flow here real quickly. They race off the half-mile mark, and they're there in 59 2/5 second. Mock Diesel on the lead, 2 lengths back to Tricks After Dark. Racing in third, Mingo is about to be out in that outer flow, and a really good mile about to unfold. Mock Diesel has the lead by 2 lengths. Here comes Mingo up to the outside. Was third, then second, and gaining with every stride off the 3/4 mile marker. Tricks After Dark is there. They race off the 3/4 mile marker. 129 3/5 on the front end. Mock Diesel has the lead. Racing behind them, Tricks After Dark. They're all coming at Mock Diesel now. Mock Diesel with the lead. Tricks After Dark. Mingo trying to get to him. Mock Diesel maybe too much. One more try. Mock Diesel. Jill Brown win the amateur race. Mingo goes second by a neck. Tricks After Dark third. 4 Never Till Now. 159 4/5.
All right, David, great race there.
Wow. Sub 2 minutes, first mile of the whole week, sub 2 minutes. And it's an amateur race. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't make. Jill Brown came out, took no prisoners, went down the track. Brent Titus was just saying every quarter was 29-1, even rated every single quarter.
1:59 for fifth. So we start off with our first sub 2 minute mile
Jill was serious.
here at the Coles County Fair in Charleston.
He's telling them young
In the
pups,
amateur
chase
race,
me.
Mock Diesel 1:59.4 will be making his way back to the winner's circle.
Go ahead. 4.5, 27.5. Thank you, Cindy.
Mock Diesel, we saw that horse race in Lincoln, ended up fourth. David, correct? Am I reading that correctly?
Yeah, fourth at Lincoln.
Fourth in Lincoln, and so best race was, I believe, at Springfield.
Family Farms Limited Liability Corporation of Dr. Richard and Arlene Flacco of Alexis, Illinois. Jill Brown, the winning trainer and driver today. Second win on the year for Mock Diesel. 14th career win. 1:59.4. Mock Diesel, Jill Brown.
Come join us for the 25th annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale to be held on Labor Day, Monday, September 4th at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Over 180 yearlings will be offered, including many by leading sires across the Midwest, as well as several by first crop stallions. It's one of our strongest catalogs ever. Find your next champion at the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 4th at the Illinois State Fairgrounds, beginning at 11 a.m. Central.
Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport is the go-to mobile home transportation company. We provide top-notch services including moving, block and leveling, and even demolitions with a quick turnaround time. If you're looking to move or get rid of your mobile home, Pine Ridge is the company to call. We now have dumpsters available for rent at competitive rates. Contact Wayne at 217-313-9744 or find us on Facebook.
Back with you on Harness Tube, and David, the final official on that race was the number 1 horse 4, number 2 horse 3, number 3 horse 2, and Mock Diesel 1, and good times on the post times on that. Sub 2 right out of the gate.
Yeah, that was, that was a nice little winner's circle picture. You saw Clark Fairley come out and hold a horse for Jill. Clark's a Charleston guy too, and holding the blanket, you can see Deb DeRue, Stacy's wife. It's just good to see the people having fun with these amateur races. But Jill put the horses up for the race, and she wanted to take the money home with her, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. and I want to talk about this amateur driver thing just a little bit more. I would liken it to a game where you're going and trying out, well, let's say just like the NFL combines. You're showing what you got. In this case, you're actually showing what you have on the track. And there's owners out there, based on one of these drives may say, hey, that kid's an up-and-coming driver. Maybe I need to have him drive my horse a little more.
The amateur series is interesting. At one time it was full of wealthy men. There was a time whenever trainers drove their own horses. There wasn't much of a catch driver. But, the wealthy guys wanted to drive their own, wanted to buy their horse and develop it and do it all themselves. And so they had these amateur races where they can, maybe compete with other guys and that aren't as competitive. And but you're right, the young guys. There was a time about 15 years ago, probably, when the amateur series in Illinois was stacked. I mean, we're talking about Kyle Wilfong, Travis Siekman, Marcus Miller, who am I missing? John DeLong, Kyle Husted. I mean, these names that are all nationally prominent drivers now all came through the same time, the same amateur series in Illinois. So it can be fun to watch.
It absolutely can. We're so happy to bring you the Coles County Fair here today. as we get ready for more racing for you. Race 2 coming up. We'll have the stats for Race 2 for you here in just a moment. But again, to remind you our schedule this week, we're here for 2 more days, and then we head to the Brown County Fair and end up at home. And then one of our last broadcasts will be the sale Labor Day weekend in Springfield. And again, we're just trying to inform fans here. They can get an idea of the flavor of horse racing.
Yep, and you mentioned the sale, and when we were over at the barn earlier, introducing you guys, you and Lisa, to Dennis Gardner. And the horsemen know Dennis is a heck of a character and a good guy and a good horseman. But I noticed he was flipping through the Illini Classic sale catalog, so he got his hands on a copy. They're floating out there. If you're interested in buying a horse, and can get your hands on an orange Illini Classic catalog or a green Land Lincoln catalog, there's plenty of horses for sale in this state, and we'd love to kind of have you in the sport.
The other thing I want to encourage you to do is just like what we did today. If you have a barn locally in your area, go into that barn area, either at the fair or particularly during the week when they're training. Get to know the drivers in your area. It brings you closer to sports. I mean, I'll give you an example. My wife is a Chicago Cubs fan. I won't say an avid Chicago Cubs fan, but it's because the Russell boys played. We're from the Golden Camp.
You realize
area.
the Russells were cousins to my grandma, right?
Yeah, I do. I do. But the Russell boys, she went to church with them, and so you get that connection. For me, it was Harmon Killebrew. Harmon Killebrew is a relative of mine. When I found that out, I had that connection. So go out to your barns. Introduce yourself.
It's funny you should mention the Cubs, because we just saw Stacy DeRoos driving that amateur race in the purple and powder blue colors. I was talking about his dad, Jack DeRoos, who had the tack trailer for years. Someone can correct me here, but I'm pretty sure Jack DeRoos played minor league baseball for the Cubs. He was a catcher, I think. I mean, back with like Ernie Banks. Does that sound right? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, so he had a tie to the Cubs too somehow.
All right. And so, and just so you know, your test message came up on my screen too.
Good.
So
see, we're testing each other out. We're figuring out how to work all this stuff. So by the way, our comment section in YouTube is open. If you're watching from a phone or a computer or something, want to drop us a line, feel free to drop us a comment.
We'd love to hear the comments, and it was good talking to some people in the barn and on the track about what we're doing and how we can make it better, and we want to hear that from you also, because we want to make this a great experience. Is it going to be a major television production event? No, folks. It takes a lot to do with three people, just what we have. Well, David, if you're planning on getting a whole brew of people, but we're trying to improve what we have. We got to keep it simple, because guess what? It's a county fair event.
I keep saying it. My inspiration for this whole idea was kind of watching Little Brown Jug Week, and even the Adios. The Adios puts on a good program with different interviews and different pieces being run and whatnot. So, my mind is running. What does a TV production look like? And then here, I just hand it over to you and say, what can you build me, and let you play with stuff. And we'll get to, this is far and away better than I ever thought this would be. So, the more we kind of flex our muscles and figure out what we can do and where we can get, a webcam that's another camera. We tried that tonight and it works.
Here it is, folks, so you can see in the grandstands there.
We can point that anywhere. So if we have a little more planning next year, we can get these things set up and maybe some blind spots or maybe some high action areas. Or even back by the barn would be cool. See all the horses coming in and off the track, see the horsemen milling around.
And I was wrong. What Lisa was talking about was a black screen. You'll notice, folks, it's hard to focus in there, guys. But if that's the worst picture we have of the night, then
on the north end of the grandstand, they do have a mesh for probably sunlight and storms and whatnot. But when our camera shoots through it from a distance, you're going to see maybe a little obstruction. But it's not bad, and I think she'll pan by it fast enough. It won't be much of a blip when you're watching the race.
Yeah, we'll see what she has to say tonight, where she wants to set up tomorrow.
That's nice. Being in a place 3 days, you have a chance to try some new stuff. Usually we're shipping in, setting up, airing, and then getting heck out and hitting the road so we can get home. We're 3 days here. We have lodging down here. We're prepared to kind of hang out and see what we can do and mess with some stuff.
And so as we get ready, as soon as the track announcer comes back on, we'll give it to the track announcer to do some announcing. But David, this has just been an absolute blast for all of us this summer. And folks, it's been a blast because, like I said, the more intimate you get with people within the industry, the more it becomes real for you as a fan. And I liken it. I've got somebody, friend of mine, went up to Newton, Iowa, to watch a NASCAR race, and one of the Jarretts was going by in a golf cart and stopped and talked to them, and that made their day.
Oh, I'm sure.
Made their day. And so, having that opportunity to interact with what I want to call the stars of the sport.
To me, that's always what the sport had that nothing else had. And it kind of with the invention of Twitter, or with the iteration of Twitter, you saw a lot of horsemen from the Gen X or whatever generation that got on Twitter, and that made it accessible for the entire public. But thinking back to the coin when I was a kid, I could be in the paddock and I'm sitting there shoulder to shoulder with John Campbell. You don't know who that is, but he's one of the greatest of all time. But he's just a guy, just another horseman.
So, the two guys. Go ahead and parade him without the two. We know that stable had all four of the amateurs. Go ahead and bring them, Trotter.
Everyone in this sport, the biggest driver in the world right now is a guy from down around this part of the state, from Jeff, Illinois, Tim Tetrick. He's racing in the Hamiltonian for $1 million on Saturday. He's right from around here.
Okay, let's take a look at this.
There's the field.
Luz Rona, owned by Dr. Stephen Renard of Hamilton by the Flacco Family Farms Limited Liability Corporation of Alexis. Jill Brown trains. Chris Brown is up, a winner, 3-back in Northern Illinois action at Knoxville. That would be the home county fair of their owner, the Flaccos. Number 3, Luz Lexi Lou, owned by the Flacco Family Farms of Alexis by Roshan Trigg. Trigg trains. Jamal Denson is up. The 4 is Cat Dimick, owned by the Flacco Family Farms, and Jill Brown. Jill Brown trains and drives. And number 5 is E.L. Bray Bray, owned by Don and Sherry Huddleston of Kincaid, Illinois. Jamaica Patton, the trainer-driver. Luling City has won 6 of 9 this year. 2:03.3, the fastest mile. That came at the Champaign County Fair in Urbana. Luz Rona, a winner of 5 of 31 lifetime, including a win 2:06.1 Springfield last year at 2. Luz Lexi Lou was a winner over this surface in 2:03.2 last year as a 2-year-old at the Coles County Fair. One of the faster 2-year-old trotting miles ever trotted over this oval. She's yet to find that form here at 3. Be sure, though, that trainer Roshan Trigg can make that happen. He knows what he's doing. Cat Dimick was a winner 2 minutes 2/5 at Springfield in a maiden trot, coming off a second-place finish at Paris over at the Edgar County Fair. E.L. Bray Bray won over $44,000 last year, trotted to a mark 158.4 at the DeCoin State Fair. Another one looking to return to 2-year-old form tonight in the Abe Lincoln.
So, David, somebody typing to you already?
That's me.
Oh, okay.
But I did get a text from my mom. She said that Mark and Marlene Lummis from up and around Adams County have been watching us all summer long. So we're getting some new people to interest in it. It's fun, and I'm sure they appreciated the Russell comments too.
And I say this just because they're watching us. Yeah, particularly with Marlene. I mean, yes, we get all kinds of characters on the channel. Well, here they're coming to the gate. We'll turn it back to the track announcer.
They're at the top of the stretch. Here they come. On a break, Luz Rona. Also on a break, Luz Lexi Lou. Gates wings fold to Luling City. And Jerome Daniels, who put her nose right out in front on a break of the outside, E.L. Bray Bray. And I can assure you, trotters for hundreds of years have struggled with the first herd at the Coles County Fair. 3 of them make their way through there. Luling City with the lead. Luz Rona now trotting second. She only took a bad step or 2 there when the gate left. She was quickly back trotting. She finds herself in good position off the quarter-mile marker. Around the far turn they go. Luling City has the lead. They were there in 31 1/5 of a second. Luz Rona trots to the inside in second. Then about 3 lengths back to Kat Dimmick, who goes in third. E.L. Bray Bray is fourth. A long way back to Luz Lexi Lou, the trailer, as they race off the half-mile marker. A little over $8,000 on the line, and right now, Luling City has it her way, leading by a length and a half. Luz Rona goes second. They're off the half, 101 4/5 of a second. Trotting to the inside in third, Kat Dimmick. Those three appear to be the ones in contention unless we get a major shakeup here in the final 3/8 of a mile. Front end, Luling City is stretching it out, and Jerome Daniels is liking what he sees behind him because it's just a chasing Luz Rona. Watch him navigate the turn here. Things can happen. But up on the front end, Luling City, 131 3/5, a good mile about to unfold. Arnie, Ralston, Mark, Austin, you guys got the track in great shape. We're going to see a big trotting mile here, and Luling City is just pouring it on as they head for home. This one, a hand drive by Jerome Daniels. This filly has talent. Luling City wins. Kat Dimmick goes second. Luz Rona was third. E.O. Bray Bray 4, the trailer. Luz Lexi Lou. Not the fastest 3-year-old trotting filly mile we've ever seen. That was 2 minutes and 1/5, and that mark was set a long time ago. I'll get back in my program here. That was 2006. So some 17 years ago, that mark was set. Graham Ross Jr. drove prim as a rose to that win, 2 minutes and a fifth. This one today, 2:01 flat, certainly in the top 2 or 3 3-year-old trotting filly miles we've seen. I'll venture to bet you, had Jerome Daniels wanted the 3-year-old filly trotting track record, he could have had it. She was in wraps. Well in hand rein to the end. 2:01 flat. Luling City takes the Ernie and Iola Garner Memorial. Abe Lincoln, 3-year-old trot. Luling City is a filly by DeJarmbro from the Balanced Image mare. It's Just a Fling, bred by Carl Becker's Fair Meadow Farms in Altamont, Illinois. Owned, trained, and driven by Jerome Daniels. 11th win in 25 lifetime starts, and one that has certainly come into her own as a 3-year-old. A $6,000 Illini Classic purchase 2 summers ago. Here's the winner of the Abe Lincoln.
The heart of everything we do. Get started at thestable.ca.
Indispensable. Maximum exposure, the best sales marketing tools. The easiest way to sell your horse for top dollar. The wave of the future. Since holding their first sale 20 years ago, OnGate.com has become harness racing's leading marketplace, with over 13,000 registered users buying and selling racehorses and bloodstock through daily online auctions. Browse listings for free and buy your next racehorse at OnGate.com. OnGate, we've changed the way the business works.
And the starting, and the gate is rolling. And they are moving. They are rolling out of there. Philly's Revenge grabs the racetrack. Ashley's Amanda does as well. Between them, Can't Stay Long has pace. Behind those pacers, Major Rosita goes fourth. And what would be the mutual favorite, the Magical Woman, gets away last here of the five, and they are tightly bunched as they go towards the quarter-mile marker. And Mike Rogers out on the front end, and watch this. He's easing the pace now. Philly's Revenge races him off the quarter-mile marker. Here comes Major Rosita and Phil Knox. They race off the quarter in 28 seconds flat, and they were flying out of the starting gate. Up on the front end, Philly's Revenge has the lead. Racing to the outside in second, Major Rosita. To the inside in third, Can't Stay Long. Behind them in fourth, Ashley's Amanda. And with work to do, the Magical Woman some 7 lengths off at the half, but Cordarius Stewart just sitting chilly there. He does not look nervous, but he's got ground to work. They're off the half, and she's out and moving. 58, 1/5 of a second, and the 3-year-old Pacing Philly track record is in jeopardy tonight, folks. Up on the front end, and with the lead, it's Philly's Revenge. 3 deep in the center of the track. Here comes the Magical Woman, a bold power sweep down the backside by the Magical Woman. She's got a neck and nose in front, and now the battle will be, can she clear before the turn? And she just will. Philly's Revenge is trying hard in second. The Magical Woman, fresh off a 52-2 mile in Springfield, 128.3 has the lead, and she is roaring. Coming behind her now, Ashley's Amanda. Ashley's Amanda in the center of the track coming at her. The Magical Woman digs in. Stewart looks over his back. He thinks he's got it gauged. The Magical Woman wins it by 2. Big effort by Ashley's Amanda to go second. Philly's Revenge cut all the markers to be third. Can't Stay Too Long, 4. Major Rosita, 5.
We're back on Harness Tube. I want to go ahead and apologize. We forgot to roll up the sound a little bit there, and I want to thank Daryl St. Clair for the YouTube comment reminding us to turn the sound on so we can make sure we get you that race. We really appreciate it there, Daryl. And thanks for watching, too. I also want to give a shout-out while I'm doing this to Jim and Jimmy Austin watching up there. They were the run the races up there in Lincoln. I didn't get the mile.
159 flat for the Magical Woman.
I thought that's what I heard. Big mile.
And Cordarius Stewart.
But big thanks to the Austins for watching. They put on a nice little card over there in Lincoln. We had fun doing it. So thanks for tuning in, guys. And Daryl, thanks for keeping us on our toes and keeping Steve honest over here.
Gotta do it. I have to do it at least one time a night, David. Unfortunately, I did it the last race on Monday. But occasionally I forget to bring up the volume after commercial. I can still hear everybody in my headset, so I think it's great.
Right, and like I said, we're going to do something here. We have ideas of how to clean up some of this technical stuff and make it easier and consolidate some of the
Wilson
work. So this first year we're just trying to make do with the best we can do and turn up and turn down, back and forth.
That'll be her 4th win in 6 starts, and a filly that no doubt has her sights set on the Illinois State Fair Colt Stakes at Springfield. And right now, she certainly looks like she can go with the best of them. She takes the Abe Lincoln for 3-year-old Pacing fillies tonight here in Charleston in 159. Irv Miller trained this filly's sire, Travel Playset. He stands at the University of Illinois Horse Farm. He, of course, the trainer of the Magical Woman. Irv originally from Illinois. Trained here at this county fairgrounds, now one of the leading trainers in the nation. does his work out of Wind Gap, New Jersey now, but this filly is in the Illinois-based Irv Miller stable. She is a daughter of Travel Playlist from the Cole Muffler Mare and Mission Control, bred by the University of Illinois, owned by Dr. Anthony Lombardi of Morris, Illinois, by Doug Overheiser, who is now of New Smyrna Beach, Florida, formerly of Chicago, Illinois. Cordarius Stewart, the winning driver. Filly picks up her 4th win on the season. Here's the Magical Woman.
Well,
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
Come join us for the 25th annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale to be held on Labor Day, Monday, September 4th at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Over 180 yearlings will be offered, including many by leading sires across the Midwest, as well as several by first crop stallions. It's one of our strongest catalogs ever. Find your next champion at the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 4th at the Illinois State Fairgrounds, beginning at 11 a.m. Central.
Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport is the go-to mobile home transportation company. We provide top-notch services including moving, block and leveling, and even demolitions with a quick turnaround time. If you're looking to move or get rid of your mobile home, Pine Ridge is the company to call. We now have dumpsters available for rent at competitive rates. Contact Wayne at 217-313-9744 or find us on Facebook.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
back with you on Harness Tube as we get ready for race number 4 for the evening. It'll be the Abe Lincoln 3-year-old Colts. Purse of $8,387 on that. 6-horse race coming to you for this evening. And so looking forward to bringing that race to you to get some other information out here to you folks. Want to thank our donors out there for helping us give this free to each and every race this year has been free to watch. Again, we're looking more toward the 2024 season, so if you'd like to get involved as an advertiser or donor, contact David Brink as far as getting involved with those things for the 2024 season with harness racing. As we get ready for race 4, several good horses in this race, David.
Well, there he is. Speaking of good horses, earlier today we went over to the barn area. I introduced you guys to Denny Gardner. You can see he trains the 4 and 6 horse. Goomster, the 4 horse, the best 3-year-old colt trotter in the state. He's for real. If you look at his card, he's got 19 starts, 11 wins, 5 seconds, made $148,000. The thing is, Tank Me to Dennyland is a fine horse in his own regard. If he was the only trotter in Denny's barn, I'd be pretty happy. But he's kind of pales in comparison to Goomster.
Well, I don't want to even pick in this race. I mean, I'm looking here, and there's some good horses that have had.
I tell you what,
some good races.
Luz Andiamo trotted something huge at Decatur this year. I can't remember what it was, 2 minutes or so. Ain't No Mojo won at Du Quoin in the stake down there as a 2-year-old. Goomster speaks for himself. Party of Two won the last 2 back. And then Take Me to Disneyland, like I said, is a solid horse in his own regard. This is another tough race going. Well, when you drag out these purses like $8,000, the horses show up. There's not much opportunity to race in this state for that kind of money, and the best of the best come out.
And again, I'm going through the horses that we have seen this year and how many times we have seen them.
Speaking of Denny Gardner, got Curtis Carey from Iowa cheering on Denny. They're good buddies. Curtis has been watching us. We've seen us at a couple fairs. He's another fellow horseman. He's a good guy, long-time generational horseman. So we appreciate you all watching.
Absolutely. And then Daryl Sinclair. I've watched them. I've watched them all.
Daryl's the one that told us we were quiet. So we appreciate his help for sure. But yeah, are you picking this race, or are you going to skip it, or what do you want to do?
I don't know. I started to say Goomster, and then Ain't No Mojo, and then I got to the 3rd place, and I'm going, okay, I'm just going to take a guess. I'm going to say the 6. You got.
Did you notice the last race?
Yeah,
Mike?
you won. I'm still just living off of Sunday. I mean, that's all I'm living off of. It's kind of like the team, like the Cubs. They get to the World Series once every 100 years, and they live on it for the next 100 years. And I'm going to live. I picked all but one race on Sunday, and every second in every race, and I didn't get a couple of thirds in the races we had on Sunday, and I'm going to bank on that just like the Cubs do on the World Series.
Over at the barn area, Stevie Halford was giving me a hard time saying I'm not picking him enough, and I should know better, but I just said in jest that most of my picks on Harness Tube are kind of last-minute glances, picking opposite you, so we can both have something to cheer for and compete a little bit. So
you're going to have to study up for tomorrow, aren't you?
And this
I
is
need
the
to
Abe
do some
Lincoln.
studying for the next 2 days, yes.
Yeah, you got some studying to do tomorrow. It'll be interesting. David will be doing the track announcing the next couple of days, so that's good. He's going to be here by me where he can probably put the headset on and talk. So you're going to get David as a track announcer. Tiffy got the.
Yeah, this booth works out really well. I mean, this shouldn't be a problem at all for me to drop the mic, come over here, pick up a headset. It's maybe 3 steps, and if we move the microphone down here, it's wireless. I can do it all from one spot. So I think it'll work out okay.
All right. Well, we're going to turn you over to.
Did you make your pick? I'm 4-3. I haven't picked my 3rd horse. You said 4-3-6. I'll go. Let me go 4-3-2.
4-3-2.
I'm sleeping on Jamaica. 4-3-5.
4-3-5. Okay.
I don't know why.
The
4-3-5.
Flacco family
Here we
farms
go.
Abe Lincoln for 3-year-old colt trotters. The one is Lou's Interceptor, owned by Stacy DeRoos of Charleston. Jill Brown trains with Chris Brown in the bike. 2, Lou's Andiamo, owned by the Flacco family farms of Alexis. Roshan Trigg, Brandon, Mississippi. Trigg trains and drives. Number 3 is Ain't No Mojo, owned by Keith and Kevin Miller of Arthur, by Glenn Otto of Arthur, Bert Hotsprung of Elburn. Kevin Miller trains. Wyatt Avenatti is up. The 4 is Goomster, owned and trained by West Salem's Dennis Gardner with Travis Sinkman. 5, Party of 2, owned by Don and Sherry Huddleston of Kincaid, Jamaica Patton, the trainer-driver. And number 6 is Tank Me to Dennyland, owned, trained, and driven by West Salem's Dennis Gardner. An extremely talented group of 3-year-old colt trotters, and yet as you look through the program, and as most of you have played Pick-A-Winner with us here before, there is obviously one that sticks out on your paper. Number 4, Goomster, was the Illinois 2-year-old trotter of the year last year. He is 6 of 7 on the year this year, highlighted by an eye-popping 152-4 in his last up at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. What's maybe more impressive than that was he defeated Bluebird Deacon that day. Bluebird Deacon was a consistent open trot winner at Oak Grove, and those races were competing at $28,000 a week. Goomster's having a stellar 3. Stablemate, Take Me to Dennyland. Mojo, a winner, 157.4. Luz Andiamo, 155.4 at Springfield, beaten in the Cardinal by Goomster, just 4 lengths. His time 154.4. So what I'm telling you is I don't believe in the 25 years that I've been announcing at the Coles County Fair in Charleston, there has ever been a more talented group of 3-year-old trotters on this track at one time. They're at the top of the stretch. Here they come. They're off, and all 6 of them trotting, with the exception now of Lou's Interceptor, and he's back trotting quickly. Goomster grabs the racetrack and goes right to the top, and that's where Travis Seekman wants to be. Those 2 stablemates trotting 1-2 as they race off the half-mile marker and around into the turn. The final time, they're there 1 minute and 2/5 of a second. Goomster has the lead. Take Me to Dennyland has made a break, and that stinks. And now, out of the pocket, here comes Luz Andiamo. He has stalked Goomster every step of the way. He's had a trip now up on the front end. Goomster has the lead, and he's had it his way. But racing second, Luz Andiamo. They're there 130 flat. And on the front end, Goomster. This turn can be trouble, and Luz Andiamo found it. Goomster is the cream of the 3-year-old trotting crop in Illinois, and if you had any question about it, he has proven it again tonight. Goomster well in wraps, and I'm telling you guys, another one that could have broke the track record had he have been pushed. He is an incredible animal. Ain't No Mojo second, Luz Andiamo third. Party of 2-4, Take Me to Dennyland 5, Luz Interceptor 6. I shouldn't open my mouth. That's a new track record, 158, 1/5, the fastest trotter ever in 154 years at the Coles County Fair.
and 2 fifths of a second. And look out, because here comes Isle Coach. And Stewart, look at this, drops him right back in to take a breather, gets around Deputy Dog, is going to take a breather to the 3/4. These two are going to sprint it home. They're going to go a big trip today, guys. Fox Valley Steeler on the lead. Travis Seekman trying to do it the same way he did with Goopster. The earplugs are out off the 3/4 mile marker. They race around the turns. 126, 2 fizz, and a big effort here. Iowa Coach coming at him to the inside. Fox Valley Steeler to the outside. Iowa Coach, and he's going to take aim, and he does down the center of the racetrack. Seekman looking for the wire. Iowa Coach and Cordarius Stewart, they're both getting tired. Fox Valley Steeler to the inside. Iowa Coach to the outside. Iowa Coach by half length. Fox Valley Steeler came in defeat. Some 10 lengths back to Deputy Dog and Brian's Rocket Dog, the trailer. They got a little leg weary coming home. But what a great race. They missed it by 2 fifths of a second. 156, 2 fifths the time for the mile.
I'm sorry. You read that right. Let's check with Brandon.
56 and 2. The concern is picking up the chatter and the judge's chatter.
Let me go work on another solution, see what I can come up with. It might be this piece right here.
So hoping for all the
Track's good.
Another one?
It's not his fault. Them 3-year-old filly trotters could have easily done it if there'd have been anybody to push her.
28 flat, 57 and 2, 126 and 2, 156 and 2. Let's see what I can do. 5 down,
Okay.
4, 3, 1, 2, no breaks.
Thank you, sir.
No, the issue there was they were too tired to come down.
Yeah, they did seem like.
They were out of gas.
Yep. Yep.
Steeler's not as good as he was since he got sick.
After that colic episode, yeah. 28, 29, 29, and 30. Did you get it still? I think so. Sure did.
Okay, Leanne.
Did Don Musalami own
Go ahead. Half, 13
Ooh.
and a half, 21 and
I'm
a
not.
half.
I don't know.
What was?
Mini me?
No, no, no. That was Bruce Grider.
Bruce, Linda Grider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That horse still gives me nightmares.
Iowa Coach, Cordarius
20 years later.
Stewart. 156-2, Cordarius picks up his second win on Abe Lincoln Day at the Coles County Fairgrounds. This is the Ice Bar and Grill race for Pacers. Hold on, Ace, we got somebody else wanting to join the
Hi, dear.
picture. He ran all the way down here. We can take his
Okay.
picture, right?
Thank you very much.
Iowa Coach is owned by Nancy and
Did
Don
we say
Wissolani of
something
Lamont, Kevin Miller trains, Cordarius
All right.
Stewart, the winning catch
I'll
driver,
All right,
fifth
thanks.
win on the season, 156-2.
Tina says it's picking up all of them.
2 division on 8, and so that's why we've got these 2 fields of 4. But this is a talented group too, folks. Fox Valley Cayman, 51-4 in his last in defeat against, without question, what we would consider the best 3-year-old pacer in the state. Fox Valley Landon wins that race. Dinger Graham, 53-3 last week at Springfield. Rocket Party, lots of good efforts, 10-time winner. Fox Valley Treason picked up his first win in Springfield in 54-4 last week. So another really, really talented group of pacers to follow I'll Coach in the last. And here they are. Number 1, Fox Valley Cayman, owned by Carl Lacey of Springfield, James Cravens, Buffalo, Benita Simmons of Springfield, Tom Simmons trains, Travis Siekman is up. The 2 is Dinger Graham, owned by Salem's Shelly Graham, Buzz Graham trains Wyatt Avenatti in the bike. 3, Rocket Party, owned by Ron Knupp of Anna. Roshan Trigg trains Jamal Denson in the bike. 4, Fox Valley Treason, owned by the Cavallo Stables of Richton Park. Steve Halford II, the trainer-driver.
We're back with audio on Harness Tube. Sorry about that, folks. Thank you for your patience. There were some audio difficulties back there. They have a little trailer we were working with, and I think we have it all patched and fixed now. Both we had a problem, and then when we were fixing our problem, we knocked out the grandstand, and they were fixing that. So it's back and forth, and I think we have it all resolved now. Steve's back. Hopefully we can man everything and keep this thing rolling forward for the last couple of races for you.
We can hope we do. And you've done a good job here. You moved it up. Are we on race 6?
We are. I'm learning how to work your computer. I couldn't quite reach it over there, but I'm hitting the buttons. I'm figuring out the YOLO box. You know, it's all making more sense.
Do we have any driver changes or anything on this?
I don't know.
I don't think so. Chaos. I think 6 is nothing because I got those. And so,
I mean, look, Wyatt's out there, Travis, Jamal, and Stevie. Yep, I think they're all out.
Okay, well, you know, we're glad that we could be on board with you tonight. Hey, this has been the biggest problem we've had since we started in like 15 different days of racing. We've had some buzzes, we've had some different things, and we'll get it worked out, and it's going to work out for today as we get ready for race 6.
Ain't no step for a dancer with you guys working these things, because I just was watching you guys try to fix this, and running sound is a science in and of itself, or an art, I'll say.
Well, and when you're working with somebody else's equipment,
right?
That's a difference.
They're not used to working with us. It's all new, and
yep. So they're behind the gate. So we're going to have to get this up and going here real quick as get all the volumes back up.
They're behind the gate, and the gate is rolling. There's a speaker right there. Another great group in the Abe Lincoln and just a wonderful night of racing. We've got 2 open events left, one for trotters, one for pacers. But it's been a great kickoff to the 2023 Coles County Fair. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Fox Valley Cayman grabs the lead behind him. Dinger Graham's going to get a real good trip for Avenatti, dropping in third. Rocket Party. Then Fox Valley Treason goes along in fourth. And Travis Siekman now has led all but about 80 feet of the time he's been on the Coles County Fair half-mile oval, and that was Fox Valley Steeler just getting caught by I'll Coach at the end. His tactic tonight is consistent. Go to the top and attempt to improve your position. Fox Valley Cayman has the lead. They're not going nearly as much here. They're there off the quarter and around that turn, 31 3/5 of a second. On the front end, Fox Valley Cayman. Dinger Graham to the inside in second. Racing behind them in third, Rocket Party. Then a long way back to Fox Valley Treason, who I would have thought would have been a player here, and now they're going to have to flush because Siekman is at a pedestrian pace as they race off the half. Fox Valley Cayman with the lead, and he's being shoved now by Rocket Party, and they're off the half and into the first turn, the final turn, 105 4/5. And it's a sprint now. Fox Valley Cayman has the lead. To the outside, racing second, Rocket Party. Dinger Graham behind then in third. And Rocket Party gets the unfortunate problem of pulling on Fox Valley Cayman. They race towards the 3/4 mile marker. He's hung out to dry. Fox Valley Cayman with the lead. Dinger Graham behind him. Rocket Party hangs tough. 1:34.3. A quicker pace now, and they will sprint home. Up on the front end, Fox Valley Cayman. Dinger Graham needs racing room, something terrible. He is backed up behind a wall of pacers, and he's loaded with pace, and he's got nowhere to put it. He's looking for a seam up the inside. I don't know if he's going to find it. Fox Valley Cayman. Dinger Graham needs racing room badly. He'll rally to be second. Behind him, Fox Valley Treason is third. Under the wire 4, Rocket Party. 2:03 flat. I'm sorry. We didn't got all the kinks worked out yet. Here's the winner of the KC Summers Auto Group race for 3-year-old Pacers, Fox Valley Cayman. Fox Valley Cayman's a 3-year-old son of some star somewhere out of the Western Hanover mare Pacific Sister K. She a former open class pacer on the Chicagoland circuit, bred by Fox Valley Standardbreds, owned by Carl Lacey, Jim Cravens, and Benita Simmons, trained by Tom Simmons, driven by Travis Siegman. 2:03 flat. Last half 57-1, last quarter 28-2. Fox Valley Cayman, the winner.
All right, David, I think we've got hopefully as much of the technical things that we can work out tonight. And
here's the results. Fox Valley Cayman the winner. Dinger Graham 2. Rocket Party 4. Fox Valley Treason 3. 31-3. 105-4 fifths. 134-3. Time for the mile 2:03 flat. It checks 1, 2, 4, 3 on the bottom. 7th race, no changes.
Okay, David, with that, hopefully we got everything worked out. As we get into 7th race, next to the last race, I mean, we'll be here, or is this the last race? Nope, next to the last.
Yeah.
There's 8 races. That's what I thought. I've lost my way here. When you have technical problems, everything else goes by the side.
Your mind just goes panic and you hyper-focus. I totally understand.
So we get ready for the 7th race here, and I'm trying to look down at a lot of these names, although this one was at Knoxville, so we would have seen Galway. Ain't No Fool was in Lincoln, Rushville, Martinsville, and Aqua Bud. Lincoln.
Remember that horse?
I
Remember something special about it? Check out the breeder. Can you find the breeder on the program? I'm testing you now.
Okay. Breeder is Joe Brown.
That's a trainer.
Trainer. No.
Aqua's Bud was bred by Mount Sterling's own Ed Teefy and
Oh,
Jim
okay.
Ray. Jim Ray was an insurance salesman and actually had this horse's mare, Sue Bud, in our barn, the Bowen Stables, years ago. And
Okay, so I'd have to know the horses though in order to know that.
Yeah, I'm really leading you there, but hey,
I'm horse dumb. You know that.
well, hey, we're getting you there. We're getting you there.
And so Aqua Bud, so that's got a Mount Sterling tie to it. Actually finished first at one of the races in Springfield. And then with that, EMS Roscoe P. Coltrane, we've seen that horse a few times. We
That's
saw
a
it in
cool
Lincoln,
name, yeah.
Petersburg, and Rushville.
He's a nice little gelding, made him, $70,000 give or take, for Jacob Radel. He's fun to watch, so he might be a player here too.
And so as we get ready for the Corn Belt Shrine Club, this is $1,620 race here. Tomorrow.
This is an open trot. So, before we get to that, this is an open trot. So differing from the Abe Lincoln, which were restricted to Illinois breds, Illinois conceived and foaled. These are any trotters bred anywhere, whatever. Just show up if you can trot and you're in standard bred, and we'll put you in the race. And if you think you can beat these guys, for this purse. But anyway, you're talking about tomorrow.
Tomorrow we've got 12 on store for tomorrow, I believe, and 10 for
the horses
Friday.
With Altamont canceling, a lot of horses put in over here then, and so this box filled up. And there's a lot of races, a lot of horses over here the next couple days.
And okay, we're getting dark.
You know what? If you've been paying attention, these big top drivers come over here, and they've had good nights. Quadarius Stewart's won a couple races. Travis Siegman's won a couple races. You see why the catch driving style is different, and kind of how they can kind of get a little more out of the horse usually. It's high risk, high reward, but they can make these horses go really fast.
And it has. It's been a great day. We want to thank the people that, prior to us going on the air in 2020 during COVID, that were out there filming, that kind of set the framework, said, hey, this is needed, not just because it's COVID, just because we've got horse fans that maybe can't make it to the races like they used to, or we have new fans in particular we want to draw into this, and so let's get them hooked on YouTube and then get them to a county fair.
Yeah, talk about the group that helped out in the Facebook Live, and they're still helping out. The fairs that we can't make it to, we really appreciate all the forerunners to all this, and like you said, it kind of happened out of necessity, but it ended up being, snowballing. The group that was started to kind of house all those videos on Facebook blew up to like almost 2,500, 3,000 members. That many people had some sort of interest in harness racing in this state over the last 3 years. So, that led me to believe that there was eyeballs on our product here, and if we could somehow, meet the viewers where they are, in their living rooms, hopefully, or somewhere, then they'll still be interested and still watch the product and still want to follow horse racing.
Absolutely correct, David. As we get ready for race 7 coming up, we'll turn it back over to...
I was real quick. That is Trotter Titus on the outrider. I did verify. That's Mitch Titus' son, Trotter.
Okay.
On the lead horse.
We'll turn it back over.
Quentin Shavers, Brandon, Mississippi. Roshan Trig trains with Jamal Denson. 3 is Aqua's Bud, owned, trained, and driven by Charleston's Jill Brown. And the 4 is M's Roscoe P. Coltrane, owned and trained by Edgewood's Jacob Radel, Freddie Patton Jr. in the bike.
Indispensable. Maximum exposure, the best sales marketing tools. the easiest way to sell your horse for top dollar. The wave of the future. Since holding their first sale 20 years ago, OnGate.com has become harness racing's leading marketplace, with over 13,000 registered users buying and selling racehorses and bloodstock through daily online auctions. Browse listings for free and buy your next racehorse at OnGate.com. OnGate, we've changed the way the business works.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
So we get ready to go back here, David.
I think they're coming to the turning for home. Here comes the gate.
Hey,
here they come.
We'll give you back to Brent.
Open trotters are off, and driving out quickly is Galway, with Aqua's Bud going as well. To the outside, M's Roscoe P. Coltrane, and You Ain't No Fool will drop in along the pylons to be fourth. 2 in, 2 out through the first turn. Up on the front end, Aqua's Bud grabs the racetrack now and has taken the lead. Aqua's Bud, the 4-year-old son of Malabar Aqua, has the lead by 2 lengths. In that outer flow, M's Roscoe P. Coltrane goes in second to the outside of Galway, who trots there in third. Following along in fourth, You Ain't No Fool off the quarter-mile marker. Aqua's Bud, they're there in a brisk 30 and a fifth. That's more than we would have expected out of this group, likely. Aqua's Bud has the lead. He's got a parked M's Roscoe P. Coltrane, and on a break there in the outside went You Ain't No Fool, but he's right back trotting. Now he's on a break again as they race off the half-mile mark. Aqua's Bud with the lead, 2 lengths back to M's Roscoe P. Coltrane, followed then by Galway in third, with You Ain't No Fool fourth. 1 minute and 3/5, and a big front half here from Aqua's Bud and Jill Brown leading the way, looking for Jill's second win of the day. She capped it off with a win in the first. Aqua's Bud with the lead. M's Roscoe P. Coltrane trotting in second. You Ain't No Fool back there in third for Jamal Denson. Behind them in fourth, Galway. They're there 131 flat. Good trotting mile about to happen here. Moving into that outer flow, You Ain't No Fool. He had trouble navigating the first time. Also coming, M's Roscoe P. Coltrane in deep stretch. Aqua's Bud. Aqua's Bud is strong tonight at Charleston. Aqua's Bud, Jill Brown, lead him to the wire. M's Roscoe P. Coltrane, one final push. Won't get there. You Ain't No Fool third. Galway will be the trailer. 2:02, 2/5. A new lifetime mark for Aqua's Bud. We do have a steward's inquiry into the activity there at the top of the stretch headed towards the half. The winner is unaffected, so we'll go ahead and make the blanket presentation. Corn Belt Shrine Club, the blanket sponsor. We got Mark Austin from the Corn Belt Shrine Club, it looks like, out here to make presentation on behalf of that group. Always a great sponsor of the Coles County Fair. Mark also does a lot of work on this racetrack and the pulling track all week long. The winner, Aqua's Bud, a 4-year-old son of Malabar Aqua from the Armbro Tropicana mare, Sue Bud, owned, trained, and driven by Jill Brown of Charleston. Her second win on the card, 2:02 2/5, a new lifetime mark.
We'll try to keep you up to date here with what's going on. We can't give you what the judges are talking about, but they're just looking at stuff back in the pack for this, and we've got the presentation. And let's see, let me get the winners up.
Congratulations to the winner of the 7th, unaffected by the inquiry. We got the judge working to sort those activities out.
And David, just trying to get things worked out. There's some things that go on, and they're kind of relying on us now, and unfortunately, like here, that black spot that Lisa was talking about with the screen came into play there. We didn't really have a good camera view of what went on and what they're inquiring about or anything like that.
What we do have, though, is it does show perspective, just to show the flow and see what happens and see if horses get close and see if horses start throwing their heads. There's a lot of information that the officials can tell from our videos, even if it's obstructed. So to you, it's not a perfect camera shot, but it's all information that's useful, right? And it's something like this, and when it gets tight like that, it's a hard decision. It takes a lot of interviews, a lot of kind of deliberation to figure out kind of what happened and what should be done. So
yeah, and even if you're standing up here in the judges, they've parked all these cars right on that inside rail there, so to speak. And so, like, when you're looking at wheels from here.
You are a camera view snob, aren't you? You want a clear view everywhere we go.
I do.
I'm just used to, if they let us race around the infield, I'll be happy.
But
you're right.
Here's the good thing. Unlike Major League Baseball, where we can see the camera angle and we think we know what a strike is, let's number one, it's humans.
Yes.
Humans playing horses, which you have less control over than you have humans, and then you have circumstances. And so guess what? It's going to be imperfect. I don't care if it's baseball, football, or whatever. Nobody's going to make a perfect call, and there's not going to be a perfect played ball game.
We have some of the best, officials, charters, and officials in this state, doing these jobs. So it's a lot to keep your eye on everything, and they've all got kind of a system or a helper or two, and cheat sheets to kind of keep themselves organized. Because during that mile, you're calling out everything on that program that you're looking at. All that information is being recorded in real time, usually on the fly, by a couple people. So
absolutely. And again, we thank you for watching and listening. Going to take one last quick commercial break before we start this 8th race.
Come join us for the 25th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale to be held on Labor Day, Monday, September 4th at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Over 180 yearlings will be offered, including many by leading sires across the Midwest, as well as several by first-crop stallions. It's one of our strongest catalogs ever. Find your next champion at the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 4th at the Illinois State Fairgrounds, beginning at 11 a.m. Central.
Back with you on Harness Tube. David was looking at that commercial, and he's watched that commercial kind of several times and just realized his horse.
The horse in the sale ring, I thought, hey, that looks familiar. It said Fair Meadows Shark. Yeah, that horse ended up going home with Doug that day. That ended up in the Bowen Stable barn. I didn't notice that until just now. It was on the video the whole time, so it's just kind of funny.
Okay. Got some things out there that I want to get out. Let's get some final stuff taken care of here. Let's talk about the Finn family and that you can donate on a GoFundMe account and do that with them and help them out. And then here again, we've got it scheduled. We'll be back here both days tomorrow. Hopefully we've got everything figured out for tomorrow and how we can make it work. And we're getting ready for that. So we're getting ready for this 8th race here. And I'm sorry, I got the things on the wrong sheet again for the finish. And I'm sorry about that, as we've had lots of things happening up here. And I don't have number 8 in my horse racing thing. So I screwed up here with that. So we'll have to see what we can do about changing up the things. So that's what's going on with what we have tonight. We'll try to do, like I said, a cleaner job for you tomorrow, as we'll take a look at things here, see if we can't, I don't know if we can even change them around.
These horses are probably the inside lane. Unless Jamal pinched him from the outside, but I don't see that necessarily.
Chris went inside the cup rails.
Right.
Whatever happened, Brown's way inside that club rail, right?
He sticks his toes and jumps in real hard. You see that?
Yeah.
I guess this is marked right, but it's the eighth race, actually. So we'll change that and have that up there for you as we get ready to go here for this last race here at Charleston today. So thankful for all the people here helping us out to get things going. And like I said, not a perfect broadcast tonight, but we think hopefully you enjoyed it and watch what's going on as we get ready here for race number 8. We've got that up on the board there for you. As far as that goes, $3,150 price. Double parked, the number 1 horse, driven by Wyatt Evanetti. Kevin Miller, the trainer, Fox Valley B. Gump. We've seen that horse, and I know we've got to have a driver's change. Yep, got a driver's change on that I. Cordarius Stewart, the driver, on that. Cordarius Stewart, the driver. Let me get that changed for you, because that's not Wyatt Evanetti.
Is subsequent.
Well, can get away with murder then. Basically, that's what they're telling.
No, you're right. I've heard that. Yeah, I think you're right.
So we'll get that changed up for you and get that on there. Hopefully spelled his name correctly, as I think they're still trying to get things straightened out from the last race with the inquiries on that. Again, we'll be with you tomorrow. We'll be on the air at noon, 12:30 post time tomorrow, 12 races for that. We're probably going to wrap some things up quick.
Let me just say that this YouTube comment section has been a great idea. We got Daryl St. Clair, who helped us with the audio problem earlier. He's coming tomorrow, so he'll be here. Daryl, look us up. We'll gladly say hi to you and give you a shout. And you were talking about doing something with ads. I wasn't paying close attention, but
no,
yeah.
That's fine. But, the driver discussions, I like the banter back and forth on the driver discussions.
Daryl mentioned Ward Beals was a driver from Decatur through the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I don't remember Ward. That's before my time. But having done this harness tube thing over in the area. Oh, here we go.
Here we go. We're going to
I need to pay better attention
for you.
This is a good race.
He almost had...
They're off and pacing. Double parked leaves well, as does Fox Valley B. Gump. Dash around. We'll get the benefit of that and drive up the inside there to be third. And 1, 2, 3 they go through the first turn. Double parked has the lead by a length and 1/2. Fox Valley B. Gump, a stalking journey here in second. And racing along in third. Dash around as they go towards the quarter-mile marker. Double parked. The 6-year-old daughter of Sagebrush, a winner of $111,000 in her career, has the lead. Off the quarter-mile marker and into the turn, 31 1/5 of a second, Double Parked has the lead. Pacing second, Fox Valley B Gump with Dash Around going in third, and Fox Valley B Gump now angled out into that outer flow, and Avenatti is trying desperately to keep that gelding in the pocket. He wants to go. He wants out. He wants to go around, and Avenatti wants him to sit here and take a trip. Double Parked has the lead. Fox Valley B Gump is second. Dash Around goes there in third. Off the half and into the first turn, 104 flat. Double Parked has the lead. Fox Valley B Gump goes in second. Dash Around racing in third. Expect a much quicker half home. Double Parked with the lead. Looking for that third win in a row here in the stake race at Charleston. And Cordarius Stewart now looking for his hat trick as well. Will lead him off the 3/4 mile marker. Dash Around's going to sneak up the inside there with Fox Valley B Gump out in the middle of the track. 134 flat for 3/4, and they are rolling now. Double Parked with the lead. Dash Around puts in a bad step and has made a break. They're going to end the way they started. Double Parked will win it for Cordarius Stewart. Fox Valley B Gump will go second. Dash Around will be third. Never used an ounce. Double Parked. Cordarius Stewart is third winner on the night. 201, 4/5. Last quarter in 27 4.
Back with you as with Harness Tube. Again, we will be on the air tomorrow at noon, 12:30 post time. 12 races for you tomorrow. Then we'll be back on Friday, 12 o'clock air time, 12:30 for the first race. And I believe there's 10 races on Friday. Then on Saturday and Sunday,
Let's get you caught up on the 7th while we wait for the winner of the 8th. In the 7th race, there is a placing. Number 4, M's Roscoe P. Coltrane is 2 placed 4 for interference before the half with number 1, Galway. So the order of finish will make Galway 4 place 3, You Ain't No Fool 3 place 2, M's Roscoe P. Coltrane 2 place 4 by issue of the rule that you've got to be placed behind the horse you interfere with. The rundown on the 7th with the placings. Number 1, Galway 3. 2, You Ain't No Fool 2. Aqua's Bud, the unaffected winner. M's Roscoe P. Coltrane 4. Fractions of 30 and 1. A minute 3/5. 131. Time for the mile 202 and 2. With the placings, it checks 3, 2, 1, and 4. That's the 7th. Now we're going to introduce you to the winner of the 8th. The race sponsored by IHHA, the stakes race for 3-year-olds and up pacers, Double Parked. Double Parked is a 6-year-old daughter of Sagebrush from the Park Place mare Park on the Road, owned and trained by Kevin Miller, driven today by Cordarius Stewart. His 3rd win on the card, 201.4, last half 57.4. Last quarter, 27-4. Double Parked wins the 8th.
Okay, you heard the finish there, folks. We're glad that you could be on and watch with us this evening. Well, again, we will be on tomorrow. Thoughts and prayers out to the Finn family. Again, I want to note out to you, if you'd like to make a donation, there's a GoFundMe account. Just type in the Finn family on the GoFundMe account, and you can find that. But and I'll put it up on the screen here for a moment for you, as I'll just make it the full screen as we're getting ready to shut down there. And as the winner is announced here, Double Parked, driven by Cordarius Stewart. in this race. And with a 2:01.4 finish on that. Some nice speeds tonight as far as the racing's concerned. Good races here at Charleston. So with that, Steve Surratt, David Brink, we'll be back with you